We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy, Eazy, my guy, Spimo Rex.
What up, though?
Young Chris, and a special guest in the audio booth. Flannels! What up, though, Sam?
What is up? It just feels, I feel like I was just in there with you guys. It's kind of like the way it used to be, you know, where I was like kind of a part of the show, and then for a while I took a hiatus, but it's good to be back.
I like the Flannels Sam shit, man. It's good to have you back. If you guys haven't already, you see the thumbnail. I feel like that's got to be worthy of a like button.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, for sure. If you're usually chilling with the boys, you don't hit the like. First of all, come on. But today, for the thumbnail especially, that thing deserves a like.
It does. It definitely does.
5-star review on our podcast platforms.
5
if you guys
stars.
listen to podcast platforms, I suggest you head over to YouTube and check out this thumbnail. It's pretty fire.
It is fire.
Pretty fire. What actually is that all that's like kind of dropped about that one? Is just this sexual assault charges for Jackson Mahomes?
Yeah.
Look, he cried in his mugshot.
He cried?
No, it looked like he was like,
I'm sure.
A little teary-eyed.
He looks like the type that would cry in a mugshot.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I went pretty hard on Neil yesterday via IG. Not that hard, but I just told him, like, I better never hear you talk draft capital or positional value. Better never hear you talk positional value ever again after the Jake Moody over Hendon Hooker comments. Mm-hmm. But he recovered today with the Jackson Mahomes reel.
Yeah, that was good.
Who edited it? Was you?
Yeah.
Fire.
Oh, yeah.
You put the alarm in there too?
Oh, yeah.
Fire.
Or no, the alarm was the same flannel.
Nice.
Live drop.
Live drop.
Yeah.
Makes it even better.
Just fit perfectly.
Yeah. How'd you deal with that blasphemy yesterday on the Hendon Hooker hate?
That's a tough one for me because I like Hendon Hooker. I accuse Neil, and I stand by this to this day, that him just being obsessed with Jake Moody to the point where he might as well be a member of his family is the most backhanded compliment at Michigan. That's just his way of doing it. And I honestly think at this point, and he's going to disagree with me, I think sometimes he wants to be right more than the Lions to be successful. He will be licking his chops if Hendon Hooker fails. And it's true. That's factual.
That's factual.
That's factual. I agree. I think that's the whole...
Sounded like Oprah.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Isn't that how he says it?
No.
How's he say it?
Factual.
That's not how he says it.
Yeah, it is.
Is that how he says it?
She. You keep saying he.
You guys
with
know more than
Oprah.
me.
No, he's talking about Neil.
Oh.
I think sometimes he adds a little bit of dramatics to it.
Flair
Not
to it.
factual.
Okay, maybe not that much, but...
Oh, man, a little bit more.
Yeah, he sounded like Oprah.
Yeah.
Fine. Oprah's like one of number one all time.
Yeah, bro. I'd
Oprah
marry
could get it.
Oprah for sure.
She was like one of the voices like of America, like in her prime, as a black woman. That's fucking pretty
That's
impressive.
Yeah.
No more excuses.
She has her own
sometimes.
network.
Yeah, she
Oprah
does.
channel.
Is it still a thing? OWN?
I don't know.
Who cares? We're not here to talk about that.
Yeah. Factual.
Factual. What was the face you just did? I missed it. I gotta see it. Come on.
You can rewind on the Odyssey.com sports app.
Nice.
Oh.
Is that what it is?
No, WoodwardSports.com.
Thank you. Piece of work you are. Do you think sometimes Neil just like digs the heels in, just like not like
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think he means it, or is it just
No,
a
I
point of
think
like,
he. I don't know. His whole thing is he doesn't think Hendon Hooker is going to play in Detroit, like at all.
But is there anything beyond? Because I think the whole purpose of that is like the golf stuff. That he took the opposite stance on golf. Now he's a pro golfer.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's what it is. I just think he thinks that Hendon Hooker isn't going to play, so he doesn't see the value in it.
But like, what was he? I'm saying, is there anything behind it beyond like I just don't, like? Is it a blank statement? I don't think you ever play, or is there like reasons? I'm saying he's like I don't think you can do this.
Because he thinks
I
they're
don't
going to
think you
stay.
can do why.
He brought up some stuff about the gimmick offense that he ran in Tennessee and different things like that, and will be able to work in the NFL.
See, I kind of said this yesterday too. I almost argue that like the gimmicky stuff he took part of in Tennessee would almost make him a better quarterback, at least with reads, because a lot of those routes on the receivers were option routes. So it's like you got to be like kind of like knowledgeable of the offense and every single like situation your receiver's going to be in to get the ball to him. And at prop 2, he could also run the ball in situations. I mean, he played really well, and it wasn't just last year either. The year before that too. That's where I'm at. I don't know. Just look and see if there's anything else behind it. Jahmyr Gibbs loves Barry Sanders. That's his favorite running back all time, favorite player all time, from what I've heard. He spoke about it again today. Sounds like?
He had a little post about it. The Lions made a little post about it, saying like when he met him, he was really special because it's his favorite player ever.
Yeah, I remember watching like it was like a reel, so it was like a whole 1080p video and all that good stuff like that. But like I could tell like he was fanboying out like meeting Barry Sanders, which was pretty cool. That's one of the things I liked about Beydoun. I used to get like goosebumps about Beydoun because like the same. I don't know, just the same admiration for Barry Sanders because it's different too. Like these guys are younger than us, especially. I mean, no offense, but you as well. And like even between all of us, like Barry's prime, we were like in diapers, and you weren't even born.
I was not born.
You know what I'm saying? Like how were you? Were you old enough to remember Barry?
Like the tail end. I think he retired when I was 5 or 6, so I saw a little bit, but not really enough to remember. We just. Go to the YouTubes, man. Some of the most explosive highlights of any athlete in sports history, as we all know.
Yeah, but for younger guy to like respect it, because one of the biggest things I hate. Shout out to him also too, Jahmyr Gibbs for admiring Barry and.
I mean, it's hard not to. If you're a running back,
sure.
I feel like you gotta love Barry
for sure.
When are you gonna love Emmitt Smith? Like that style's real fun to watch.
That is true. I don't know anybody.
Because Emmitt Smith was a product of having one of the greatest offensive lines of all time, and running the ball 40 times, a game. So, I mean, it's props to staying healthy and being able to do it for so long. That's impressive. But like, you'll see some Emmitt Smith highlight, but you can make an entire day's worth of highlight reel off of Barry Sanders footage
all day. Well, and they're just like ridiculous too. Like I'll never forget the one against Dallas where the defensive lineman's like literally just confused, like where the fuck he's at that point. Like you see him literally do like the back and forth, like where the fuck did this guy just go? Or the one Barry's highlights are insane. But I love. I guess maybe I'm biased towards like the Detroit athletes more than any other. But like one of my biggest pet peeves when I Google Isaiah Thomas and you know what fucking Isaiah Thomas I'm talking about.
Yeah, Zeke.
Yeah. And then fucking Isaiah Thomas, who's never won a ring. All due respect, I love that Isaiah too.
Little guy.
But little Zeke, not even Zeke. Little Isaiah pops up. The guy that should pop up should be the fucking guy with the rings.
Yes.
The guy with Finals MVPs.
The third best point guard of all time.
Yeah. Like maybe Isaiah Thomas, little Isaiah Thomas had gone out there and won like an MVP or even a ring or something. He was close.
He was very close. He should have, honestly.
Almost did.
Isaiah Rashad pops up for Eazy when he searches Isaiah.
Pops up for you, my boy. For sure. Yesterday, I said...
My homeboy just don't. I just hope the Lord forgive him.
Fun, Sam, you familiar with the Isaiah Rashad stuff?
No, I'm actually not.
Oh,
Chris, take the floor.
Easy. This is your man.
Isaiah Rashad was caught on video performing oral sex.
Is that what it was? He was the...
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, he got outed and he accepted and was like,
yeah,
I was
can't
say much.
That's right before he opened up for Lil Baby
deep fake.
or something.
Yeah.
The baby.
So they
damn AI
speculate that line from J-Rock is about Isaiah Rashad. But
anyway,
that's a stretch, but that's funny.
But it's also funny.
Bring this one back to sports a little bit here. Yesterday, I proclaimed the Lakers would either get swept or what's known as a gentleman's sweep in the 5-game series. I said 6 at most. And then AD, the sleeping giant, just woke up and like went back to his old ways. I guess
he went crazy. 30 and 20, right?
Matchup wise, that'd be the piece, but I just didn't have confidence in him. But I guess he did go against the reigning defensive player of the year last series. Maybe he was a little bit quiet in that one, but wow. Are we expecting this all series? I mean, I did not see that coming last night.
I mean, yeah, that is the matchup you look for is Anthony Davis versus Kevon Looney. Like they're going to be able to exploit that matchup all series, and I don't know if he'll keep going at that pace because that would be an insane pace to keep up. But he's definitely going to having a great game. Definitely going to be having great games. Definitely going to be doing what he needs to do. I know Flano was very happy to see that. He's the biggest AD stan I know.
Well, I mean, I am a big AD stan, but it's not just that. I have to defend him against all of the propagandists that I think Neil has sort of gathered and they're up in arms now. It's absolutely ridiculous, all of the slander he gets. Do people not remember that in the 2020 playoffs he averaged 28, 10, and 4 on 57% from the floor and 38% shooting? He's probably the best Robin for a playoff run that LeBron has ever had. And now, I mean, he's just doing what he's been doing for most of the last part of the season, where he really stepped up towards the end of the year, won Western Conference Player of the Month in March when they needed him most, gave you 30 and 23. And all this stuff about him always getting injured, I know I mentioned it on BDE today. Joel Embiid does not get nearly the flack. He's missed 8 playoff games. Anthony Davis has missed 1. Steph Curry,
I agree,
everybody's favorite, has missed 12 playoff games. The Warriors are 9-3 in them, by the way. I'm just saying. But all I ever hear about is how Anthony Davis is made of glass. No, you put some respect on that name.
Steph Curry's played way more playoff. I mean, he's been like way more playoff series than
I get that.
AD.
I get that. But AD only missing 1 playoff game. That is pretty. And Kawhi Leonard, we need to talk about him more as like the street clothes of the NBA. I know he has 2 Finals MVPs, but even this year, they probably win the series if he's healthy.
Yeah.
I agree to the Joel Embiid point too. By the way,
Yeah.
Just missed the last 3.
Phenomenal player. Like when healthy,
MVP.
you just can't rely on him to get you all the way there. I don't care what anybody says, you can't until he proves it. Mm-hmm. I'm not allowing anybody to tell me that he can.
100%. I think if Embiid ever clicks, it's going to be like one time. It's going to be one playoff year where he's just going to be healthy for most, if not all, of the playoffs and make it through. I don't expect him to.
I mean, he would have won a championship
sustain.
if Kawhi Leonard didn't hit that shot. Game 7, falling out of bounds in Toronto.
Dude, I can't believe they chose Tobias Harris.
Sure. I can't believe they chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler.
Crazy.
That is crazy. That
that's such a terrible
Jimmy
decision.
Buckets and Embiid couldn't
My
get it done.
God, dude! Right now,
Who was the head coach by the way back then too?
Brett Brown.
Yeah.
Speaking of buckets, Metro Detroit area is about to be serving up some buckets.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Ashton the trainer, and Cannon Cunningham. They're hosting this event, 3-on-3 basketball tournament. You got a chance to win $4,000, 4 autographed Kate Cunningham jerseys. 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Heavies might be doing some.
Heavies might be on the mics.
Might be on the mics. Might be doing some commentary. So
yeah.
Get your team together. You can go check out his Twitter. It's all over that.
I was just actually texting him before the show, Tom, because he says he's gonna be in town in May.
Yeah.
So come through the show.
Hell yeah.
Promote it up. Maybe Cannon. I feel like Cannon stays in Michigan.
Yeah.
He's got to, right?
Probably. That'd be dope though.
Shoot him a text too. Then.
That's dope for them to be doing that, helping out the community.
Yeah.
We've been saying that forever.
Mm-hmm.
What we're supposed to do a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Yes.
I know.
And don't forget
The slander that was thrown on our show.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, not like.
Oh, don't forget that though.
The 3-on-3 basketball tournament of the shows.
Yeah.
Was different, but
that's different. Yeah.
We meant like host one.
Oh yeah.
How you want to do it?
Yeah. How would we?
If we don't do it, I think the heavy should just do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We should actually partner with this one or something. I don't know. Get your shirts in there.
I'm down. That's dope though. So, anybody in the chat, if you guys are hoopers, get your team together and go win some cheddar.
Before we get to break here too, I just want to, speaking on basketball, last night, or somebody told you guys, Knicks by 30.
Yeah.
I came across a listener at the bar. Shout out to Drew. Drinks are flowing, and he's riding with the heavies. Every time we throw out a couple bets, he's taking them. I forget which ones he said specifically, like 2 weeks ago, he hit on that we gave out. And then yesterday he was close to, grabbing you on the spread.
What was the spread?
I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but they didn't hit.
Yeah. No, I was way too close. I was nervous.
Lost to 1,500, dude.
It was a close game. Yeah, well.
Just
give it to me next time.
Yeah, facts. Please.
I'll give you a high five.
Please. If there's any super mega rich listeners listen, let's get some merch or something together.
Yeah.
So, I'm
real.
down. I'll return the favor. Not like that.
Hey, yo.
It's like an investment.
My homeboy just don't.
Tell us about Big Boy.
I will. If you need a big boy in your life, there's plenty all around. Because Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. Try the classic breakfast items such as the strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with their refreshing summer splash salad. And don't forget to grab dessert, including their berry delicious classic strawberry pie, deep fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge cake, and more at Big Boy.
I love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy Joe, my guys with Rats.
What up, dog?
Chris, Sam on the 1s and 2s, rocking along on a Wednesday. Time to talk some football. About damn time. A little bit of a spicy topic here because a lot of people had just one certain guy ranked over a guy that Detroit Lions actually got.
And he went right after.
I tell you, you never checked the group chat. So I don't know if you saw what happened this morning. Did you see it, Chris?
I had a rough morning this morning.
What?
Did you?
Yeah.
Like a hangover morning?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, man. This guy. Fucking animal.
Yeah, I went hard yesterday.
Is that something I say on air, Chris, or no?
What?
Miss LaPorta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Approved the bit.
Approved
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
what are you talking about?
Speaking of the LaPorta.
And speaking of that, obviously you're speaking to Michael Mayer, who was, I would say, 2 months before the draft, the favorite to be the tight end 1. Then Dalton Kincaid kind of rose up draft boards, overtook him for that. And he started falling even more. And you look at the Lions taking Sam LaPorta right before Michael Mayer. He's going to be tied to him for their careers. They're going to look at each other, and you're going to say, well, why'd you take this guy when he was available? People were already saying that. Why would you take LaPorta when Mayer was right there? And we have a little bit of reason to believe that the Lions made the correct decision. Chris, can you throw this graphic up for me? You look at it there. This is courtesy of Detroit Elite for the graphic. Sam LaPorta has better measurables in every single statistic you could ask for out of an athlete. He's got bigger hands, longer arms, a faster 40 and 10-yard split, a higher vertical jump, and a longer broad jump. So it's easy, very easy to say Sam LaPorta is the better athlete between the two players. By all statistical categories, he beats Michael Mayer. And then you look at, okay, what was their production? Production on the field. That's where you lean to Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer had a couple great seasons at Notre Dame. In 2021, he had 71 receptions for 840 yards and 7 touchdowns. In 2022, he had 67 receptions for 809 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's at Notre Dame. And we know where Sam LaPorta went to college, Iowa. And we know in the past 2 years, Iowa has been absolute hot garbage offensively. And in those 2 years, Sam LaPorta racked up over 50 catches in both years and over 650 receiving yards in both years. So to do that at Iowa is more impressive than to do what Michael Mayer did at Notre Dame. When you're the focal point, when you're the guy. This is the Iowa team that was scoring, 4 offensive touchdowns a year? like these guys did not get on the board very often. And Sam LaPorta made some things happen. So you look at all of the measurables, all of the athletic statistics. You look at all of the consequences of where they went to school, what's going on there. And it looks like the Lions made the right decision in getting Sam LaPorta. And not to mention, we heard from Russ that there might have been some health concerns with Michael Mayer. He might not have passed the physicals or the health screenings for a couple teams in the draft. And that alludes to the wear and tear of taking big hits, being that guy, getting all those catches in college, to where Sam LaPorta, although he played 4 years at Iowa, is more fresh. He hasn't been exposed to that kind of beating. And we know the dude is electric with the ball in his hands. He makes people miss. He gets off blocks. And he gets first downs.
Yeah, I think due to Brad Holmes' interview on 97.1 with Stoney, it sounded like Sam LaPorta was more a fit for the Detroit Lions. And that's why I was kind of wondering, too, like when they make these big boards, is it big boards just like pound for pound, best football player translated from college to the NFL level? Or is it pound for pound, the best football player that translates from college to the Detroit Lions offensive scheme or defensive schemes? And from, do the interview with Brad Holmes, it kind of sounds like it's a big board based off the Detroit Lions, like schematics. And I don't know if it's necessarily, I don't think it's needs. Unless there's a little bit of smoke thrown that way when Brad Holmes was talking about we didn't bring a depth chart into the war room. It's all about pound for pound the best guy for them. And Sam LaPorta offers that for the Detroit Lions. Shout out to the LaPortas, by the way, too. We hope to get you on the show someday.
Yeah.
But, hey, LaPorta. But you look at the highlights.
Cannoli.
One of the brightest spots for Sam LaPorta when you type his name into the Google machine is that I don't know if it's a bubble screen or it's just a screenplay where he's breaking multiple tackles against,
man coverage
Kentucky
against
Duke.
Michigan. There's one against Michigan.
There's one against Michigan too.
Yeah.
And he looks fucking damn. He breaks multiple tackles. There's a spin move in there, and I think that's a piece that you'd like to have in a Ben Johnson offense that's like multifaceted. You see all different kinds of crazy plays like that. I mean, I said it yesterday too. You saw Penei Sewell run a route and get the ball thrown to him. It wasn't just like a dummy route. The ball was actually thrown to him. Ben Johnson gets funky. You saw another funky play there the last game against Green Bay where it was that pitch and catch from I think it was Amon-Ra to Swift.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the hook and lateral.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Rip
Miss
Swifty.
Swift, Rip Swifty. But those types of funky things, I think Sam LaPorta, you saw the measurements. Him as an athlete, him as like I guess field vision is maybe something that was desired by Ben Johnson, the offensive guru that we all grown and love and kind of trust at this point too. So I'm okay with that at the end of the day. I thought it was a little bit weird too, a little bit of a head scratcher. The numbers obviously help you too, but having listened to Brad Holmes speak on it a little bit, definitely a lot more comfortable. But I know, Flannel Sam, you take part of more college football than I do. You actually got a college football show coming up here soon with Big Boone. But what was Michael Mayer as a prospect versus Sam LaPorta, and did we make the right choice?
I got to be honest. I wanted, when we got Sam LaPorta, the Detroit Lions I'm talking about, and then the pick directly afterwards, it was Michael Mayer, I initially wasn't very happy. Full disclosure, as a prospect, as a player, I love Michael Mayer. I think he was one of the better tight end prospects of the past 5 or 10 years. I don't think he's actually that much worse than, say, Brock Bowers, who is probably maybe one of the best tight end prospects ever. I think Michael Mayer is that good. That being said, of course, when Sam LaPorta is the pick, you have to ask yourself why. Obviously, the one alarming stat when it comes to Michael Mayer versus Sam LaPorta is in Michael Mayer's college career, he had 18 touchdown catches. In Sam LaPorta's career, he had 5. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was in the Iowa offense with Spencer Petras as the quarterback, which was awful. But the Notre Dame offense, besides the year with Jack Cohn, wasn't that great either. But to Spenny's point, and to something that I kind of found interesting, when it comes to the measurables, except for size, Sam LaPorta beats Michael Mayer in pretty much everything. On the NFL scouting website, when it comes to athleticism scores, Michael Mayer was 15th out of tight ends, and Sam LaPorta was 3rd. And that's interesting, because in the Ben Johnson offense, he's going to find ways to scheme you open in space. And when Sam LaPorta gets the ball in the open field, I think he's more deadly of a running threat in terms of breaking tackles. He's faster. With Michael Mayer, I think he's more of the guy that's going to make contested catches over the middle. With Sam LaPorta, I mean, you saw what they did with Brock Wright in that game-winning touchdown catch against the New York Jets. With Sam LaPorta with the ball in his hands, if they could get that, at least 1 or 2 of those plays to pop every single game, that is why you go after a Sam LaPorta instead of Michael Mayer. I didn't love it at first, but I understand it a lot more now.
That's exactly what I was going to get to, too. Michael Mayer feels like more the vertical, but I just needed the verification on that one from Flannel Sam and you, too.
Yeah, you're right. Michael Mayer seems like more of the 10-yard pop pass tight end. He's big, he's physical, he's going to get that ball and go down. Sam LaPorta is the playmaking tight end, where he gets the ball in his hands, and he's going to run for a little bit. You're going to need guys to gang tackle to get him to the ground. So I'm still, not in love with the pick, but there's nothing we can do now. Nothing you can say about it now. Complaining doesn't make anything better. So I'm excited to see what he can do in the Ben Johnson offense. He is a weapon that they're going to get the best out of, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Like you guys said, that Brock Wright touchdown was schemed. It was entirely schemed to work out that way. You don't have to scheme those kinds of things for a guy like Sam LaPorta. You just get the ball in his hands and you let him make people miss.
Just imagine Sam LaPorta running that for a touchdown. With Brock Wright, with all due respect, he does kind of look like he's running in quicksand.
He's very slow.
I thought he had
all love to the
burst.
play.
Brock Wright? You think Brock Wright's got burners?
He was the one that got that 60-yard touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like on that particular play he had burners.
No
I'm not
way,
gonna lie.
dude. He was running so slow.
It looked fast. It looked fast to me.
And just a little fun fact. Sam LaPorta's 40 time is pretty much the exact same as Brian Branch's.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah, he's fat. He's athletic,
Yeah.
man. We just throw it up there one more time, Chris.
Yeah. If you want something more surprising than that, Amon-Ra St. Brown's 40 times 4.61.
Yeah.
Sam LaPorta's
4.59.
4.59.
Yeah, look at that. He's got an inch bigger hands, an inch bigger arm length,
That's a lot.
0.2 second better 40, 0.1 second better 10-yard split, a 3-inch better vertical, and a 5-inch better broad jump than a guy who is much bigger than him.
And I don't think the fact that Michael Mayer may be better suited for a vertical offense or just a vertical role, that doesn't mean that Sam LaPorta isn't capable of doing that.
No, he can do that too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That just means that Michael Mayer is just that type of tight end. You know what I'm saying? You see him fulfilling that type of role. That doesn't subtract that from Sam LaPorta's game. That's still in his cavity chest of tools. And I don't know if I even use the right word there, but he's still capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, that's what prospect and analysts tells us. But time will tell. I'm not a big fan of taking tight ends early. I'm not. Even if it's a second round, it just doesn't suit right with me. But I can't deny those numbers, the physical numbers.
15 tight ends got taken in that draft.
Yeah. Most quarterbacks in any draft class.
Yeah.
I don't know what the tight ends are. I feel like that's got to be up there too.
That's got to
15's
be
a
up
lot.
there. 15 is a lot.
Chris, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that you guys having this conversation helped me piece it together and get me more excited about this draft pick, because it seems like the way Ben Johnson is building this offense is you have your few stables, your Amon-Ra and your David Montgomery, your guys that you can count on. But then you have J-Mo and now Sam LaPorta, all these players that can pop and make those big plays. And again, if you get one of them a game or one of them every other game, that's huge. That's going to probably result in extending a drive and maybe even scoring. And so it seems like that's the way Ben Johnson's built this offense is to have a lot of pop potential. And that will be something that I think will suit the Lions well, and I think this draft pick fits that.
Yeah, and that's what the two pieces that the Lions drafted offensively in their first four do.
Yeah, Gibbs too.
They are drive extenders. They'll catch balls from 5 to 7 yards and run after the catch and get first downs. That's what both of them are brought in here to do. That's what they did in college, and that's what I can see them doing in the Lions offense.
Well, you know what? We had something scheduled else at 5:28, but I kind of want to jump 6:10 because I feel it kind of correlates and branches off what we're talking about right now. But before we do that, Spinny, can you tell us about SMA?
I will, because SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency, helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Jumpin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Jumpin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy at Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
Chris, Flannel, Sam, 5-star review. All the like buttons you guys squeeze in. Appreciate it. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Before we went to break, we kind of discussing the reasons why Brad Holmes would select Sam LaPorta over a Michael Mayer. And a lot of it was based off the reasons that Sam LaPorta has more explosive traits.
Yes.
He was more versatile. He could be multifaceted. And I had this in the prep later on the show, and I was just kind of like looking at the draft picks that Brad Holmes made as of recently. A lot of people wanted this draft class to go defense. And Brad even actually in his exit press conference was kind of saying, like, we need to address the defense.
Yeah.
Which they did in free agency. Allowed him to address the offense. And it got me thinking, like, and this maybe extends into like maybe a Jared Goff conversation later on to the show. But when you look at this offense and the guy that's at the helm of it in Jared Goff, what is like one of the perceived weaknesses of him, Smitty, what you'd say is?
Down the field passing.
Right? Like the arm strength.
Yes.
It's there at times. I just don't think it's there like enough times to say.
He made some great throws at the end of the year. That one to Khalif Raymond, especially, that was probably the best throw I've ever seen Jared Goff make.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And we, that's the thing is, like, I always compare it to the home run in baseball. Everybody can hit it.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Some guys just hit it more than others. You know what I'm saying? That's the situation with Jared Goff and that deep ball. But when you have a guy like that in Jared Goff, his perceived weaknesses going down the field, those vertical threats, if you're a Brad Holmes or a Ben Johnson, the type of plays you want to surround him with is the exact pieces Brad Holmes gave him.
The Yak Kings.
The Yak Kings. Guys that can make something happen in space. Guys could, have those home run players. And even at the tight end position now with Sam LaPorta. You look at the draft pick of Jameson Williams, which unfortunately he'll be missing the first 6 games, but that's another piece that can do the same thing for you. You look at the same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs. And more than just the running back and doing it for you too, we're being told he's going to be out there in the slot. He's going to be out there as a receiver too. He's not going to be at the running back position. Is that somewhat a commitment to golf long term? Maybe we discuss that as another further topic, but I think the writing's on the wall. They want this to be one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think it will be. You?
I agree. I think it will be. You look at, and you didn't even mention the nastiest piece of them all. The piece that we know of, the piece that has been here, the piece that is consistently working, who we all have proclaimed a top 10 receiver in the NFL, in Amon-Ra St. Brown. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is as steady as it comes, who gets his 8 to 10 catches a game, makes the things happen, makes people miss, has that dog in him, has the leader in him. You add pieces, like you said, Jahmyr Gibbs, explosive with the ball in his hands, explosive in open field, makes the first guy miss every time. Sam LaPorta, same thing. Makes people miss, great in open field, great in space, great with the ball in his hands, and then in 6 weeks you get a Jameson Williams, who... his athleticism knows no limits. His speed is something you can't teach. And you add that to an offense of guys that you can't cover in zone because they'll find the pocket, make the catch, and then move around and make people miss. You cover this Lions team with a zone coverage, a Sam LaPorta, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to find the pocket, and you're going to get stabbed down the field. Death by 1,000 cuts. They'll just keep moving the ball down the field because those guys will find the zone, get the ball, make somebody miss, make a play. And then if you go to man, in 6 weeks into the season, you'll have to be worried about getting torched by Jameson Williams if you're putting guys on an island. So this offense, and we didn't even mention the biggest strength of the team, the offensive line. How good these guys are at moving people out of their spots, creating these running lanes for now David Montgomery, who is also a guy that makes the first man miss. This Lions team, every single player, they're not going down easy. You're not shoulder tackling these guys. You're not taking them down with one dude. They're going to make somebody miss. They're going to make a play. Damn near every single player on this offense is good at doing that.
I mean, is the writing on the wall for this? Is this going to be like, if not the league's most explosive offense? Like, they already were top 4 last year. Are they going to do it again, even better?
You know what's funny, and I think it's something that we forget about? Last year's offense was elite by the numbers. By the numbers. But they really didn't have that explosive element. I'd say their most explosive player was DeAndre Swift, but we all know with him it's always about availability. And once again, he proved that that's just not a strength of his. He wasn't on the field enough. But this year you've got you draft Jahmyr Gibbs at number 12 overall. And my favorite stat in college about Jahmyr Gibbs was he had over 100 receptions in his 3 years in college for 11.7 yards per catch. That's a pretty damn big sample size. It's not like they're throwing down the middle like 10-yard passes. Those are, a lot of them are yak yards. And what does Ben Johnson specialize? Scheming people open, getting them in space. So I think that Jahmyr Gibbs, with not as much pressure to be an every down back, that'll be David Montgomery's job, will get a lot of plays schemed to him in space. We talk about Sam LaPorta, another one we mentioned earlier. His strength is getting the ball, getting those little short passes, and just running down the field. He's one of the fastest tight ends coming out. He's got this basically the same 40 time as Amon-Ra St. Brown. He can break tackles. And then when Jamison Williams comes back, I hope that he is what we all think he is, which was one of the most explosive college players I've ever seen. And I sometimes discount this, but both times he did touch the ball, they went for over 40 yards, and one was a 69-yard touchdown catch that got off the flea flicker that got called back. So I guess the point is if this Lions offense hits its ceiling with the explosive element added, the sky's the limit. I'm talking like if they were fourth in scoring, maybe 1, 2, or 3. I know that sounds like a lot to ask, but
No,
It does.
in conjunction with the elite offensive line that you think is going to get better this year with another year of Penei Sewell, with Graham Glasgow coming in, this could be, shots. Explosive.
Yeah, and there were some concerns by some of our callers. I'm salty about replacing Swift and Jamal out of that top 5 offense from last year. But I think we're all safe bet to say,
improved.
Montgomery's an upgrade over Jamal Williams.
1,000%.
I can't for sure say that Gibbs is going to be an upgrade over DeAndre Swift. I could say he's a similar player, maybe fulfill that similar role, or maybe even more, like we said, because he could do more in the passing game. Or again, that's what scouts are saying. At least you get to see on the NFL field, but. Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. I'm stoked, not scared in that department. And I think I said this too when speaking on I'm salty. We see rookie running backs, rookie wide receivers. They hit the ground running in this league, and I think the same's going to happen for a David Montgomery, who's been a pro at this level for 4 years now, and obviously with Jahmyr Gibbs having the transfer. By the way, too. To Neil's point of the offense on Tennessee, I think he's forgetting the fact that he's a transfer from Virginia Tech before going to Tennessee. He's mastered 2 offenses, throughout his collegiate career. But the same with Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't have doubt that he'll have any hesitation or being slow to getting that offense down, because he had the same transfer from, who was it before?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, thank you. Then to Alabama.
Yellow Jackets.
Those are 2 different offensive schemes he jumped from and excelled in both of them.
Calvin went to Georgia Tech.
He did.
That's all I'm saying. No, you're right. They have a bounty of weapons now. Jared Goff is going to have another great year. He is. Unless something goes terribly wrong, which I hope doesn't happen, because I want to see the Lions succeed and I want to see them win the division. He is set up to have another fantastic year. The offensive line hopefully can stay healthy and be healthier than it was last year, and even when it wasn't, they were a top 5 unit in the NFL. Hopefully when J-Mo comes back, they're using him the way they should, and these rookies come in and make plays. But they have more weapons than they did last year. They have more pieces in place than they did last year to have a more explosive, more dynamic offense. And you got Ben Johnson at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
You give Ben Johnson these kinds of weapons, you're going to get results.
Yeah.
Chris,
I don't know if I can say there's more weapons because of the loss of DJ Chark, but more explosive options for sure. You know what I'm saying?
I think you definitely can, because I'm just thinking in my head, your guys' top 10 offensive players list coming into last year versus this year. And TJ Hockenson was very high. And you think of all of the replacements of Gibbs, of LaPorta, of all of these potential new weapons, Montgomery, this offense got a lot better. It did. I don't see why you can't expect great, and maybe not great improvement because they were already very high, but how you can expect improvement to me is baffling.
Mm-hmm. And if I may, and I'll fully admit, I didn't do as much homework as I did with the Malcolm claim last year after watching the film on him, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
But I want to drop a flag right now, live on there. I think we may have already done this, but just proclaim it now that also this Antoine Green kid looks the part. And I don't think anybody should be surprised this year if he's producing as early as maybe even the beginning of the season with the absence of Jamison Williams. I watched this kid. to me, no clue how this guy fell to the 7th round. Is it drops? Is that what I'm missing? The route running?
Yeah.
Like the contested 50-50 balls, he's just like clear as day outclassing defenders on to make these catches on it. They're nasty. They're beautiful. And this is not at like a fucking, sorry for dropping an F-bomb there, but this is not at like a Houston. This is no bullshit college. This is North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like North Carolina's not a, blue chip football program, but they play legitimate schools. It's not freaking.
And he did it with Sam Howell for a while. And then he got Drake May. And when Drake May came in there, you saw him kind of take off. And we did talk about when we already talked about Antoine Green, like, the dude is explosive. He averaged almost 20 yards per reception the past 2 years in college. He gets a lot of space off the line. And he is a good-sized receiver that can play on the outside. So I'm excited for it, too. I was surprised to see him go that low as well.
Yeah.
But it looks like Brad Holmes, obviously there's still a lot to figure out, but it looks like the makings of another Brad Holmes steal.
How much of a scouting report do you have built on this kid, fam?
Well, the thing about Antoine Green is that I'm obviously very excited for him, too. When you look at him on face value, you're like, how in the hell did this guy go to the 7th round? It's not like he wasn't unproductive in college. I mean, like you said, Spenny, he was basically average 20 yards per catch in his last 2 years in college on a pretty decent amount, too. It's not like on very, very small sample size. I guess I worry a little bit. He's tall. He's got the size. He's got the explosive playmaking ability, the 50-50 balls. He's very, very good at going up and getting those contested catches. Is route running really that essential of a skill that it can take somebody who in a lot of ways looks like the prototype all the way to a 7th round pick? I guess that's the one thing that concerns me a bit, because if I'm thinking glass half full, I'm sort of like you, Eazy, that he might be the diamond in the rough out of this draft, although I don't quite think he'll be the next Malcolm Rodriguez. We mentioned this on BDE Spenny, that Malcolm Rodriguez in his last year at Oklahoma State put up borderline Butkus Award winning numbers.
Yeah.
It was purely because of his size and maybe his speed. I don't think Antoine Green is going to step right in and be the Malcolm Rodriguez of this year's draft. But if he, I don't know, goes in, makes the roster, gets in above Tom Kennedy, maybe gets 20 catches and some explosive plays, that'll be a success for a 7th round draft pick. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spinny's the one who brought this stat to my attention at the beginning of this week, but in only 9 games played, 7 touchdown receptions. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I think he can.
He makes big plays, man. He makes big plays. Well, he did at UNC, so we'll see what he can do in the league. I'm almost positive he's going to make the team.
But I think that is the glowing question too. Is like, I know that route running can make you as a wide receiver. We know that first and foremost with Amon-Ra St. Brown, not the quickest cat out there, not known for being overly athletic, but like you said, allotting himself along the top 10 of wide receivers. Maybe we'll see. We'll see this year. But dropping that flag, when we get back, kind of want to talk about NFL next gen stats. The Detroit Lions is the best draft class. Kind of wild. Excited to get into that one, but not before I tell you guys about Alta. Because at Alta,
uptime.
It's Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta Rent's got you covered. Make sure you give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
uptime
matters.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. 5-star review on all podcast platforms. Please make sure you guys hit the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. I want to address a comment real quick before we move on with the rest of the show. Shout out to my guy, People Pleasers. Dude, I see you tapped in every day, man. Live from 5 to 7 every day here on WoodwardSports.com. But he says, why does it matter how the Lions perform down the stretch? A season of 17 games, and they missed the playoffs and lost to basically every good team they played. No. They didn't basically lose to every good team they played. They're at home. The Jacksonville Jaguars
just clapped them.
Visited the Detroit Lions, and they got clapped. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars made the playoffs, right?
They did.
And then they won a playoff game, right?
They did. And
they had a close one against the Chiefs, too.
The
Giants?
New York Giants, they made the playoffs, too, right?
Yeah.
And the Lions played them on the road.
In New York.
In New York.
Yeah.
And they won.
Clapped them.
They won, yeah.
Didn't New York win a playoff game this year, too?
Yeah. They beat Minnesota, who also made the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Minnesota did.
Yeah.
And the Lions beat them as well, right?
That's weird. Didn't Green Bay have like a chance to make the playoffs?
Yeah, fringe playoff team.
And then the Lions stomped them all in their ass.
Beat them twice.
And they beat them at their home field.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' last hurrah.
Yep.
His last play was an interception. To a rookie. I mean, come on, people pleaser. There's some context there. I'll even throw in the New York Jets. This is the top 5 defense in the league, top 5 passing defense in the league. Beat them too. Just saying. Moving on to the rest of the show. There's been the Detroit Lions draft has been a polarizing topic. I know we put out a reel on Woodward Sports Instagram, and I said that a lot of the top 4 picks they got at certain moments throughout the draft process through draft pundits. Each one of those guys have been associated with the first round at some point in time, even Hendon Hooker, because people were talking about getting that 5th-year option on the quarterback, which is invaluable. But polarizing, and I've been told, people going at me, hating on me, said there's no such thing. Guys, there's a mock draft database. You could use a website. Type it in. Google's your friend, bruh, in the words of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But it's not just me saying this now. We have NFL next-gen stats saying this too now.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions ranked number 1. This was one I seen on Twitter. This is the Lions draft picks, their first 5 picks.
They're the only team to have their first 5 picks go over 80 in the next-gen overall score. As Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam LaPorta, Brian Branch, and Hendon Hooker. So I know we don't divulge into the next-gen stats as much as other people, but that shows that they got 5 good players. That shows that they got 5 playmakers. 5 guys who played at an elite level in college. And that's what you want. That is what you want. That is what you need. And I'm excited for it. You hear people talk about it all the time. Guys at CBS love this Lions draft. Different people love this Lions draft. And I'm seeing, like I said, when Ryan Ermanni said, like, it's like a fine wine. Like, every time you come back to it, as it keeps aging, it's just getting better. And I feel that. Every time I look back at it, I go look some tape, I'm like, damn, they got Brian Branch in the 2nd round. That's fucking impressive. Damn, this guy Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he's the real deal. Damn, this many teams had him in their top 15 on the draft board. Damn, that's a good pick. Jack Campbell, yeah. Wow, he's not slow. He's not as slow as you say he is. Go look at his stats. Go look at his numbers. It's more impressive. It definitely grows on you.
Now, obviously, this is like projections. This isn't like, set in stone. But just on the terms of like how this draft cast kind of like settles beforehand, I think it's okay to be on the positive side. I don't think you're a slap ass for being excited about a Sam LaPorta. Again, I'm not even the biggest fan of a tight end pick that early, but I see it, especially after listening to Brad Holmes speak about the situation. I mean, that's one thing I love about this organization, and I guess this regime, not even the organization, but the transparency within it. Like, even from Sheila Ford Hand, they didn't want her to speak to the media when things were all bad, but she did at the practice facility, unprompted. Usually they want the fluffed up background with all your advertisers behind there, and you want her the best mic. No, they had Sheila talking to them about how this thing's gonna be a bit of a process with "Let the Beat Build" by Lil Wayne playing in the back, because she was at the practice field. Like, every piece of this is transparent. And Brad Holmes told you, hey, I took Sam LaPorta over Michael Mayer because of this. I've had transparent conversations with Jared Goff. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff is, he's held down for a little bit here. I think DeAndre Swift could play through a lot more injuries. They've been transparent about it all. This is like true villainy shit. I say it all the time. On national television, like this, we're gonna do this. We're telling you, it's up to you to stop us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to pop that ass. I'm just saying. Flip, where are you with like the totality of the draft class? Because I don't get to see you every day.
That is true. So both things can be true on this one, and this will be one of the last times I bring this up, I promise. If it were me, I would have stood pat at 6 and taken Jalen Carter. That being said, at this point, there's no reason to dwell or anything like that. You trust Brad Holmes. He's obviously earned a ton of leeway with what he's done in the first couple of drafts. And when you look at the totality of everything that they did, at least with their first 5 picks, you've got Jahmyr Gibbs, who was the best receiving running back coming out of this draft. And if you draft a running back that high, you either have to be one of the best in the league from day one or be somebody who is a dual threat, can catch passes out of the backfield, can maybe line up in the slot from time to time. And that is Jahmyr Gibbs to a T. I mean, if he becomes somewhat of an Alvin Kamara type player, I think that's a good pick. You got Jack Campbell, who from day one will be the best linebacker on your team if he doesn't flop, who had 265 tackles in his last 2 seasons combined at Iowa, and a Butkus Award. And then you got Sam LaPorta, who, just like Jack Campbell, will step right in from day one and be the best tight end on the team, or else it's a complete failure of a pick. That's how high I think of Sam LaPorta as opposed to what they have right now, where Brock Wright, James Mitchell, and Shane Zylstra. And then you get Brian Branch, who is a plug-and-play safety, who had 90 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and an absurd 14 tackles for loss in his last season at Alabama. He's got the smarts, he's got the technique. The only reason, in my opinion, he wasn't a top 15 pick was because of his 40 time, because of his athleticism. I think it was a steal. And of course, the Hendon Hooker pick. I'm still shocked that he fell to the Detroit Lions in the third round. I mean, another crazy stat about Hendon Hooker in his last 2 seasons at Tennessee: 58 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, to go along with 10 rushing touchdowns. If he doesn't get hurt, he's a first-round draft pick. And I don't even think the fact that he had an ACL injury as someone who is an elite pocket passer should even really hurt him that much. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario, Hendon Hooker takes the keys to the starting job when and if the Lions decide not to pay Jared Goff, and maybe he takes him to the next level. Maybe he is the Lions starting quarterback of the future. So like a lot of people have said, the more this draft ages, the more it played itself out. I like it more and more every day. And it's not just because I'm in acceptance mode. It's because I see what they are doing. And I think that 4 of the 5 will contribute basically right away. And Hendon Hooker might be the quarterback of the future. What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Who says that? Where's that from?
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I don't know.
And if I may, stir the pot up a little bit here. Like because Flannel Sammy pointed to them like not re-signing Jared Goff, and I think obviously Hendon Hooker is like the contingency there,
of course,
in that scenario. Oh, I'm stirring it.
Sink your teeth into that one.
I'm stirring it. But from the opposite angle, because I look at the draft picks made, and it kind of like what we had in the last segment, you know, thinking they're building the most explosive offense, which I guess can translate to any kind of quarterback, and especially a system one at that. Jared Goff. But does this show like, maybe a commitment down the line to Jared Goff? Like the fact that, they're getting these guys that can make the Yak Kings, as you said. Like this is the most, according to NFL Next Gen Stats, the most athletic draft class. I mean, Chris, you're getting giddy in there. What's up?
Yeah, because you're circling it. You're circling the words. This is not just going to be an offense with a whole bunch of playmaking that's easy for a quarterback like Jared Goff, but it's also going to be easy for a rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. Because a rookie quarterback is going to have all sorts of ways to make explosive plays, and it's not going to have to depend on if I'm a rookie and I need to get 40 yards down the field, then I need to move around in the pocket for 10 seconds and launch this bomb to our best receiver. No, you can give it to one of the playmaking backs or the tight end or one of the many wide receivers that you have on this roster. So all of this explosive potential on this team makes it easy for not only a quarterback like Jared Goff, who's limited in his capabilities, but a rookie coming into the game.
It's
a
phenomenal point.
I mean, yeah, these guys play to Jared Goff's strengths that they drafted for sure, but these guys play to the strengths of any quarterback. Any quarterback you could put in any situation would be beneficial to have guys that can catch the ball and make things happen after they catch the ball. Like you look at what happened, how Patrick Mahomes transitioned his game over the past 2 years after losing Tyreek Hill, how he went from just trying to throwing deep balls, throwing 60 yards down the field every time. No, last year what he did was take what the defense gave him, pick them apart, walk down the field, scores touchdowns. And yeah, he's still got that 60-yard bomb in his back pocket, but his stats, I believe he only had 2 touchdowns this season over 40 yards. And the best thing for a quarterback is to have weapons that can make plays on their own. So yeah, it helps Jared Goff, but that helps anybody that's at the helm.
Is that a 60-yard bomb in your pocket? You're just happy to see me.
It's a 60-yard bomb.
Nice.
Well,
My homeboys.
we talked about the new look offense for the Detroit Lions. When we get back from break, I think it's time to talk about the new look defense and what Brad Holmes is tailoring this thing to from what he first walked into when he came to Detroit. But not before my guy Speed tells you about Planet Fitness.
Because it's a great time to join Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. You can have a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month. But you can't pull up the Planet Fitness and forget the perks. Because with the use of the Black Card, you can enjoy the use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage, massage chairs, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,400 locations worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. You can join in-club or online at planetfitness.com. And remember, it's time for big fitness energy because from May 1st through the 10th, you can join now for $1 down and $10 a month. Hurry, because the offer ends on May 10th. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
Like button, 5-star review, Flannel Sam, Young Chris, rocking along on a Wednesday. Before we hop into this one, I have another comment to address in Woodward Sports Chat, and I had 2 examples here initially when I first read it, and now I only have one. And it's our guy Honest Abe, who 100%ed you, by the way. But he says, please stop with this crap narrative that a good roster will make a rookie quarterback job easy. If QB was that simple, then Baker would have worked in Cleveland with OBJ, Landry, a great line with Chubb. If I'm not mistaken,
Baker won a playoff game in Cleveland.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield won the first playoff game for Cleveland in over 2 decades. So that happened.
Yeah.
You know, Baker Mayfield was asked, and they didn't make it. They almost even beat the Chiefs into the second series, too.
Please stop with this crap narrative. Oh, is it easier for a quarterback if they don't have any weapons? Like,
no, great roster definitely helps your quarterback, even if it's a rookie quarterback.
What is that?
Well, I'm not by any means telling you a rookie quarterback's going to go out there and win you a Super Bowl. But, like, any quarterback, doesn't even have to be rookie. With a stacked roster. Hey, who was the NFC Championship this year? Was it Mr. Irrelevant? Brock Purdy?
Yep.
Stacked roster?
Mm-hmm.
Still made him look pretty good.
Yeah, won 7 straight games to end the season, won the playoffs.
Just saying.
And got injured.
Jared Goff, the stacked roster in the Rams. Dude got fat paycheck, couple Pro Bowls.
Yep.
The rest started depleting there a little bit. You know, didn't look the same, mate. Didn't look the same. I think, I don't know. I love you, Abe. Usually you have good takes. That one's...
I don't understand that take.
That's right.
Like,
we don't spend too much time on it.
A good roster doesn't make a quarterback better. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They're not going to be better with a bad roster.
But on to the defense side of the ball, as promised before we went to break. Breaking down the Detroit Lions' new look defense, and this one is, I had a wow moment looking at this.
Yeah, this is from Devoted to Detroit, so shout out to him. He posted this on Twitter. I assume he made the graphic. That's a good account. You should go give him a follow. But yeah, this is a depth chart so far of what the Lions are working with on all positions. He has the rookies are in green, the people coming back from injury are in red, and the free agent signings are in yellow, and then returning players are in white. So you got a lot of moving around there. You see, obviously, Tracy Walker at the strong safety position coming back from injury. You got Houston Anzalone, Jack Campbell as your rookie starting, Malcolm Rodriguez, Kirby Joseph starting at free safety, Cam Sutton, free agent signing starting, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, free agent signing starting, John Kaminsky. Broderick Martin, I don't know if he gets the starting job, but you have him and Isaiah Buggs. You got Lee McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and then Emmanuel Mosley would more than likely win that starting spot over Jerry Jacobs in camp. But that's a lot. That's a lot of turnaround from what it was. That's a lot of additions and a lot of playmakers to put in that especially the defensive backfield. You know, we know that Kirby Joseph is a ball hawk. Well, you just got the guy who's the biggest ball hawk in the entire league last year in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to put out there with him. You got a Cam Sutton who can lock down on the outside. You got a Mosley or a Jacobs, whoever is on that other side that is going to, you know, Jerry Jacobs, seatbelt gang for a reason. Emmanuel Mosley was starting for the best defense in the NFL until he got injured and had a Pro Bowl caliber season the year before that. Like, they got some playmakers in the back end of that defense.
Yeah, and this ain't even like the original tweet that I thought we were talking about. There was one out there that kind of mapped out what the Detroit Lions were dealing with before, like when Brad Helms walked into the organization.
Yeah.
And I got to find that tweet. I know my guy I King Horse tagged this in it. Flint, talk about these new guys as I try to find the old guys, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, this is especially in the secondary, was a completely revamped secondary, which was something that the Lions obviously needed to address, and they pretty much address it all through free agency. You've got Emmanuel Mosley and Cam Sutton, who Emmanuel Mosley, when he played last year, allowed less than a 70 passer rating, and Cam Sutton, who basically played every game, also allowed less than a 70 passer rating. C.J. Gardner-Johnson tied for the NFL lead in interceptions, and then you have Tracy Walker coming off of injury, who that might itself be a little bit of a free agency type signing, although he's on your team. Jack Campbell coming in as a rookie, we expect him to start. The one thing that I don't know if I would say I found it puzzling, but the Lions really didn't address their defense line until they went to Broderick Martin in the draft, which I thought was a little bit puzzling, but you assume that Aiden Hutchinson will improve, James Houston will improve. Maybe they trust that Levi Onwuzurike will come back healthy. And you got Josh Pascal coming back, Isaiah Buggs, John Kaminsky, and then Aleem McNeil, of course. So this defense, I thought coming out of the draft I would be a little bit more excited about it than I am, but it's still going to be improved. And you also can't discount the fact that in the last draft in 2022, Kirby Joseph hit, Malcolm Rodriguez hit, James Houston hit, and Aiden Hutchinson. That's how you build a good defense. And I think this year it should, at the very, very worst, be like top 22 in scoring, although I expect it to be better. But that might be enough if the Lions have an explosive offense like we think they will.
That's for sure could be enough. And Chris, I'm about to throw that tweet in the Slack.
Yeah, found it.
I got Slack open. I'm ready.
I think I got it. I shot it over, and I'll
I just screenshotted it. And sent
I'll read it to. Here is in shot again. One more shout to Devoted Detroit. Great follow if you guys love Detroit sports content on Twitter. But here's the lineup, or some of the names associated with the Detroit Lions defense upon Brad Holmes' arrival.
Wow, you guys really did send it together.
You ready for this one? Trey Flowers. Thank you. Danny Shelton. John Pennicini. Romeo Quar. Don't buzz him. Don't buzz him. Let him pass. Christian Jones. What's that guy even doing nowadays?
I have no idea.
Jelani Tavai. Jamie Collins.
Oh, hell no.
Desmond Trufant.
Desmond Trufant was good. He had a good year.
No disrespect to the man.
He had a good career.
He had a good year with the Detroit Lions, and then obviously scheme switched up a little bit on him into that zone man split. But Amani Oruwariye,
1-year wonder.
1 year
One
wonder.
year wonder. Jaron Curse.
Jaron Curse.
Deron Hammond. Like, devoted Detroit kid. Great Twitter follow for if you're a Detroit Lions fan. I mean, I think Brad Holmes gets enough credit, actually. I don't think that's like he doesn't get enough credit. Fire ass tweet, you put that in there. But, like, if you forgot, like, that's what we were dealing with until, can you put the new one up again, Chris, real quick, if you don't mind? To this. And some of these names are new. Some of these names we've yet to see perform at the NFL level. Names like Jack Campbell, Broderick Martin. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, out of all the picks that I'm not, the one I'm not as high on is him. I can't guarantee you that he's like that's not one I'm like sweating over. I'm like hyping up. You know what I'm saying? There's a prospect of him being that, and I would love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong on the Broderick Martin thing, but I'm not necessarily sold on that one. Kind of like what Sam said too. I wish they addressed the defensive line a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I guess the counterpoint though is if all Broderick Martin is help in the run defense and a little bit of interior pressure as a 3rd round pick, it won't be that big of a deal. But like we said before, that's the earliest you drafted a defensive lineman. I don't have a lot of criticisms with this draft, but that's one where I raise a little bit of an eyebrow still, even after the draft has obviously been a lot easier to digest.
And you know what, real quick, if I may, to counter my own point that I just made, the defensive line in general, and more specifically the defensive tackle position, like we saw that kind of like pioneered here with Jim Schwartz, the constantly rotating the defensive linemen, keeping them fresh. The defensive tackle position, more than any one, is the heavyweight position where you would do that. And Broderick Martin, you know, the worst case scenario is just another man in that rotation to keep guys like Bugs fresh, who made a big time play against the Minnesota Vikings last year.
He was making good plays down the stretch for the Lions. I like Bugs.
Guys like Josh Pascal, who could sometimes, you know, jump in and play the inside for you. And even guys like Baby, if he does come back, it looks promising. He's still working towards it.
Levi Onwuzurike.
Yeah. And, you know, because maybe the backs bother him enough. Like, you don't have to see him full time. You know, give him limited snaps. Let him split something. Because the whole game plan with Benito Jones and Isaiah Bugs was split time. Brad Holmes said a point blank period at the owners meeting, you know, press conference he had there. But so I guess I can counter on that point a little bit too. But nonetheless, I fully expect this defense to jump in and be
top 15.
Top 15?
Top 15.
Top 15?
Yeah.
Top 15?
I think that could be the ceiling. I said at worst something like top 22. But if this is a top 15 defense, the Detroit Lions are winning at minimum 12 games.
I think I have them winning 12 games.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I have Aiden Hutchinson getting 13.5 sacks.
I agree with that.
So with that,
I know you agree
and
with that.
the secondary that they have, I think they have a top 5 secondary on paper. Obviously, we'll have to see how it works together. But on paper, I believe they have a top 5 secondary in the NFL. So, yeah, you would like to see them address defensive tackle again. But I think our defensive end situation, our pass rush is good. And if you expect Jack Campbell to be what Jack Campbell should be, which is a first-round linebacker, which is a guy who's going to lead your team, then, yeah, I could see them being a top 15 defense.
To your point, now I made this point too, so maybe I should back off a little bit with the top 15. They did perform to top 5 from the Green Bay game on.
Yeah.
Like factually did. DVOA. And you get games like, because I brought these numbers out initially to like bash Jared Goff, but I'm backing off bashing Jared Goff. He plays good. It's just the contract I don't like. But games like the Giants, Jared Goff didn't really play that well, but the defense, they helped you win that one for you. Especially shout to Lee McNeil, stepped up huge in that one. Games like
Lee McNeil went crazy. That was the best game I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, and this isn't like a star-studded
like 13 pressures
offense by any means, but the Jets was a good performance by the Detroit Lions defense. The Green Bay Packers game 1. We had Aiden Hutchinson intercepting Aaron Rodgers, his first interception in his life.
I remember looking back in the box score at that game, and it was Aaron Rodgers targeting David Bakhtiari, intercepted by Aiden Hutchinson. I was like, what the fuck? That's just such a weird stat to read.
That is actually wild to read. But this goes on and on though. So I had the Packers, I had the Jets, I had the Giants as good defensive performances. I would go ahead and throw the Jaguars in there too. And let's remind everyone too, Honest Abe, or not Honest Abe, I apologize Abe, people pleaser. Giants playoff team with playoff win. Jaguars playoff team with playoff win. The Detroit Lions defense stepped up big and performed those moments, and it's something I defended the Glen on all fucking year because these are a young fucking team, the youngest in the entire league. There's only 2 guys returning to that starting defense. You had to give it a little bit of time. They had that time. They started to show you a little something at the end of the year, and now you just add CJ GJ, led the league in interceptions last year. Cam Sutton, an all-around team leader, smart guy, versatile guy. Fucking Mosley, part of the number 1 defense in the league. Like, dog, this shit, you're not wrong, Smitty. They might be top 15.
I'm just saying.
They might be top 15. God damn it, Bobby. I'm getting excited, man. I hate that I got to wait for football now.
I know, man.
Damn.
That's why I love and hate the draft, because you get so into it and then you got to just wait so long.
You say something real quick, Chris?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, let me tell you guys about Swiss Church. I want to get back and get done talking some more Detroit Lions, all right? You guys need your life, your business, all of it insured. And help my guy Mark do it. It's Mark at SwissINS.com. Again, that's Mark at SwissINS.com. If you already have insurance, he'll find you a better deal. Help my guy Mark. Again, that's Mark at SwissINS.com with Swiss Insurance. The Woodward Heavyweights will be right back.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, live from 5 to 7, Monday through Friday. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. 5-star review on all podcast platforms. Be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. People pleaser, back at it with the hate. I love you, people pleaser. Again, I know you're locked in with us. I see you in the chat often. Can you call? Can you call? I don't get where this is coming from. A cherry pick stretch is meaningless. That's more than half. What was it, 10-2 run they went on? Mm-hmm. Is that not more than half the games? That's like, I'm lost there.
Yeah,
completely lost on the hate on that one. On top of it, just correlating with like everything that makes sense. That given the defend the Glenn stance, hey, give the league's youngest defense some time here. Let's wait and see this thing through. We got to see it through, my boy. You gave Flannel Sam. You were right. You want him gone. You want him gone after Seattle.
I did. I mean, or at least some rumblings to be, like, some talk about it. But you know what? I was happy to be wrong, and I was wrong. You were right, Eazy. Congratulations. Would you like a cookie? Would you like it in the form of chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, or peanut butter?
No.
Snickerdoodle is the most elite cookie.
I don't need it to be right. Well, it is right, but I just want the correlation of like the development of these players on the Detroit Lions roster. Like it's not because I'm just trying to address it to anyone. It's not just personally attacking people pleaser. It's just for anybody else that has like that same stench in the air or PTSD feeling about the stretch there.
Also, what was your? I want to know what your prediction was before the season started. People pleaser. Did you expect them to be a playoff team? Did you expect them to win 12 games?
But even beyond that, man, like just like to correlate it into like being a real thing, a real tangible thing to carry into the next season. It's not a meaningless stretch when it correlates into like them developing as a team, and not just like just the games from it too. I'm talking about like the players as well. Kirby Joseph going from jumping into that Seattle game, letting up 2 touchdowns back to tight ends, to becoming the second highest guy with turnovers last year. And he'd even like start the season right away. I guess kind of from game 2. To Aiden Hutchinson, no one called him a bust, but we were just kind of wondering like when he's gonna start to poke his head and show off that number 2 pick value he had. Took some time. You started to see that. James Houston, is starting to line up. Like there's tangible evidence in that 10-2 stretch that this is something to believe in.
So people pleaser said that his prediction was 6 wins on the season, so he was right around with me. I had 7, and yeah, when they started 1-6, shit did not look great. Yeah, it was a bad feeling. I was very nervous. But then for the next 9-10 weeks of the season, they played great ball, and they gave themselves a chance to make the playoffs. It was out of their hands, but they did everything they needed to do other than beat Carolina. So I'm not hating on it. It was a very young team, and they showed the youth in the beginning of the year. But then when they got confident, we've heard different guys talk from that team be like, yeah, when we realized, like, oh, we can play in the NFL. Like, you know, obviously you go into it scared at first because you don't know what to, well, maybe not scared, that's not the best word, but nervous because you don't know what to expect. You don't know the speed, the physicality of the NFL. And then they told us, like, yeah, it's, you know, after a couple of weeks in, you're like, oh, okay, I can play with these guys. I can hang with these guys. And you saw the confidence boost, and you saw them start playing a lot better. So I expect a lot from this team this year. I've already been on record saying I think they're going to win I expect them to win the division and win a playoff game. And if they don't do that this season, then it's a failure for me.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Adham with Woodward Sports Chat. Says start grabbing a ton of takeaways down the stretch too. Something they couldn't do early on. That's true as well. Jared Goff obviously cleaned up on the turnovers too that happened. Like they developed as a team. Again, there's tangible evidence to believe in this thing. Don't let your PTSD hold you back from believing, people pleaser. And it's not just us up here being like go funky dory like Detroit Lions fans, like, oh, we're gonna do it, guys. No, like this is the national media is saying this. The sports books are saying this. It's not just like local, sports talk riding the Lions off a meaningless 10-2 stretch. No, there was meaningful games played. Again, the Packers are the one on the line. The playoff teams in that stretch too. Like they did the damn thing. And if you want to point to the clunker that they had against the Carolina Panthers, yeah, they did get full of themselves, and they did get smacked. You could look at it both schematically, although I think it was more so just they weren't ready for the moment. It was cold as fucking Carolina. You have a really, really young team that kind of, again, a little bit full of themselves at that point in time. And, at that point, remember the narrative heading into that week too. We cleared a path for them to go to the playoffs. And we dismissed the Carolina game. You didn't.
I did not dismiss the Panthers.
But that was the narrative heading into that week. Yeah. But from, just the bulk of Detroit Lions media and fandom was like, that was just a check mark on the list. Like, all we have to do is, beat Green Bay. Like, we just overlook into teams that may be harder to beat. Mm-hmm. And Carolina, pulled the MJ in his home state. Yeah, took it personally.
I said Carolina was going to be a tough game, and I got clowned for it. Shit didn't work out too well.
A little more than tough, I would say.
Yeah. A little bit more than
that
tough.
Was a manhood taking.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. It was embarrassing.
And like it sucks, and you don't want to see those things. But that's like part of like a young team maturing and developing. Like you need to know that shit's gonna happen. You have a target on your back. This whole season, I guarantee you guys, and I think Jared Goff tried to downplay a little bit too. Is like the Detroit Lions are gonna have a little bit of a target on their back, just because like there is the stench of them being the Detroit Lions. So when other teams, heading into game day, are hearing like this and that about the Detroit Lions gonna beat their ass, they're like, fuck that. This is the Lions. Like, what do you mean? And that team's gonna bring it. Nobody wants to lose to Jared Goff. Come on. I'm not playing. But honestly,
wait, what did Adham say about the Houston Texans? Because you can take that to the bank. You were in the back. Lucas was in there. I don't remember who else was in that room. I think Justin was. Some other people were around. I opened the door. This was before the draft. This was right after the free agency period. I said, Texans worst to first. That's my team this year.
No.
I loved what they did in free agency, and obviously I loved what they did in the draft. That was months ago. It was literally the week of when free agency started.
Well, if we're I mean, obviously that's got to take place. But if we're taking victory laps, what was the team I was riding with in the AFC South all last year?
The Jaguars.
My boy Adam was on the train with me too.
Yeah.
Texas this year, I'm not seeing it though. The Jaguars are still deadly, and the Colts, although like just somewhere just in there floating along, still could be a team that's like could fuck you at the end of it. I'm not discounting them. And they got a coach now this year too. Yeah. The AFC South be I don't want to say the AFC is going to be tougher. The AFC South specifically is going to be tougher. Historically, they've been kind of like a shitty division to win. Like I remember like the Texans. I had that big argument with Stick and Adam about Brian. Fuck is his name?
Bill
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
I said he was a great coach.
He's ugly as fuck, dude. Bill O'Brien.
Definitely wouldn't bang him for sure.
Yeah, would not hit.
Not on my smash list at all.
Not on my smash list.
But he was like decorated for winning like multiple divisions, and like there were like, some of the, like, I feel like there's some 7 and 9s in there, winning the division with. Obviously Andrew Luck, as great as he is at times, was just hurt all the time. It seemingly like it just wasn't like a division to be proud of winning like time in, time out. But I think now maybe the Texans are on their way. I just don't think it's next year. At least for me.
It's going to be a tougher division. I do think the Texans are going to be much, much better. I think they had one of the most exciting tops of the draft of any team I can really remember, getting arguably the best quarterback and, in my opinion, the best player, and would have been the best player if he came out the past year. So absolutely spectacular. And I think the Colts, I don't like the Anthony Richardson pick, but they've got some pieces like Darius Leonard or Shaquille Leonard now, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Quentin Nelson, offensive-minded coach, and Shane Steichen, and of course the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that they're here to stay. I think that Trevor Lawrence takes that leap to being a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, undisputed. But the Houston Texans, especially with re-signing Laramie Tunsil too, they're gonna be a problem. Like a definite improvement, but in the next couple years, it'll be a battle.
Yeah, I like Houston. I like what they're doing.
No, that's why I see. I like they got to get a couple more years. Because like, what weapons is my guy got to work down there with C.J. Stroud? The Cooks they just traded, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you got Nico Collins, Damon Pierce. They don't have Brandon Cooks. They traded Brandon Cooks. I know they signed somebody. Let me check.
Was tied up receiver. And hey, you said that the veteran cuts to be made too.
Yeah.
Chris, throw that pick up real fast.
What pick? Is it a good one?
Look at that guy, dude.
I mean, he looks like your average white guy.
He looks like a thumb.
He does look like a thumb.
I don't think he's your average white guy. He's worse.
He's worse?
They got Bobby Trees, Damon Pierce, Devin Singletary.
Well, do you think Allen Robinson? Who got Allen Robinson recently?
I believe Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. Nico Collins.
I love Nico
Collins.
They
drafted Tank Dell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they got, who's their tight end? Dalton Schultz. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, they signed Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz. They signed some good. Oh, they signed Sheldon Rankins.
Shined.
Jimmy Ward. Like, dude, they made some good fucking free agent signings. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. And I thought they were going to get Stroud, and they did.
Yeah.
And they got Will Anderson, and they drafted Tank Dell. Like, Texans are going to be fucking good next year.
And they finally have a coach who they believe in, who they think is going to be their coach of the future, not like a David Cutcliffe or Lovie Smith sort of like 1 year fill-in for whatever reason.
And Drew Ryan's right. I didn't even fucking think about they got John Mechie coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do like John Mechie.
He was a dog. And he's going to be
too.
He's going to be hungry now.
I just don't see him topping the Jacksonville Jaguars, for me at least.
Damn.
I think Trevor Lawrence is like going to be a threat in the NFL for a long time to come.
They got C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills, and Case Keenum.
Although I don't think anyone's won that division back-to-back.
That's probably the best quarterback room, like, per capita.
Who, C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills, and Case Keenum. Like, that's...
Niners got a nice one, too.
Yeah, I guess, but...
Sam Darnold, Trey Lance, and Purdy.
Yeah, I forgot they got Darnold.
Who else got a nice one? I mean, how much capital does Patrick Mahomes count for, though, too?
Yeah, that's... I mean, yeah.
He's got, like,
that's
2.5.
Who's the... Oh, Chad Henne retired, so...
Yeah.
Who knows who's the backup now?
Jacksonville Jaguars got Anton Harrison. I think that pick was in response to the Will Anderson pick. Britton Strange, round 2, is that tight end from out of Penn State. Tank Bigsby. I guess not too many guys to fawn over if the Jacksonville Jaguars draft.
Yeah. Dude, Houston had a fantastic offseason.
Huh. Well, talk about Lady Jane's. You continue this debate.
I will, because you can walk into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not 1, but 2 cars of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, 1 for you and 1 for your wife, girlfriend, best bud, or Spenny. Throw it my way. I still don't have a car. I actually hit up Les Stanford, so we wouldn't work them out. But Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because it's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros Coast to Joe's. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. Hit the like button. 5-star review. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
Young Chris. I almost called you JB Smooth once more time. Flannel Sam.
You did it like 4 times last week.
I did. To be fair, I was tired as shit that day. Really tired. I believe we have one more during the show, if I'm not mistaken. Some big fan of the show, Adham Beydoun or something like that.
What up, boys?
What up, dude?
Oh boy, I'm fucking working. What do you think I'm fucking doing over here?
Hey, I showed my tits on
On
live
my
air
knees.
yesterday.
I gotta make money somehow.
I showed my tits on live air yesterday. I heard you owe me a Fiat.
A Fiat, man, really? You wouldn't even fit in one, bro.
I don't want a Fiat.
You would not fit in the Fiat.
That's what I said at Dispo. Weirdly enough, the day I lost my car, I was like, if I wasn't a large human being, I would like a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Mini Coopers are
How about I drive a Fiat for you and you drive a pickup, and then we'll just,
all right.
you know,
I think
live
I'm
each
no, I
other's
think I'm
lives.
gonna lease a Blazer.
Do you
That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
get something gas friendly? Do you want the over-under on the Houston Texans 2023-2024 season?
Yeah.
Want to take a guess?
3.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
6.5.
I'd smash that.
I fucking knew it.
I don't know, dude.
You're probably looking at it right now.
Yeah, you probably looked at it right
Easy. It's D'Amico Ryans. Think about this. This. Do you like Robert Saleh and the job he's done with the Jets defense?
Yes.
Okay, that's what D'Amico Ryans is going to do for the Texans, except Houston plays in a shittier division, and they're actually much better offensively than people give them credit for. If Davis Mills can at least look like a human in that offense, I think C.J. Stroud, with the additions they've made, is going to be just fine. I'm a big D'Amico Ryans fan. I love the guy.
No, I think to the Rob Saleh point though, I mean, the Jets were poop year one, and then year two is like when they made the big leap,
I got the ultimate Robert Saleh theory, by the way. His parents live like a few streets down from where I'm at, but
what is it?
It's going to fall apart in New York this year. They're going to fire his ass. Aaron Glenn's going to underachieve this year, and the Lions are going to hire Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator, and they're going to field the top 10 defense in 2024. That's my bold prediction.
That's so crazy. I actually had that same like theory almost. not necessarily like.
You got to speak shit into existence.
Rob Saleh.
LeVar Ball style, baby.
Yeah. But
you know how much
like
beef we would have in that coaching staff if Dan Campbell and Robert Saleh were standing on the sideline?
Fire.
Walking up to coaches pregame like, "What up, bitch?" Just intimidating the fuck out of people. I love that.
Adam, where you been with the whole Jared Goff thing? Now that there's like talks of him getting re-signed for the next like 15 months, and the Hendon Hooker thing.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting in the dark?
He's got
Yeah. Why are you in the dark? We'll answer that part.
All right.
later.
First of all, I don't have. There's no power in my house right now. All right. So leave me alone. Yeah. So I'm like working off of my phone, bullshit, whatever you call it, internet. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, where I'm at with Jared Goff, I think you guys are giving him too much credit and too much shit. I think there's a huge misunderstanding about what quarterbacks like Jared Goff do in the NFL. Quarterbacks like Jared Goff in the last 14 years are responsible for more than half of the NFC Championship starting quarterback appearances. They're totally dogged on. They're shit on for no reason. If you're a decent head coach, you can win playoff games in divisions with a decent quarterback as long as you have a very good roster, which I think we all agree the Lions really have a good roster. So, to me, Jared Goff has got to prove it before you pay him. And that's it. And if he plays out, balls out, and he's amazing, it's still a tough decision. I don't want to pay him $45-50 million. I think that's still off the table. I don't even think that's going to be his market. And if I'm Jared Goff, I'd rather be surrounded by a really good offensive line, take less money because I've already been paid in the past, and I'd rather play with Amon-Ra St. Brown and all the assets I have on this offense. So that's where I'm at with it.
And if you guys are just tapping in, we are the Woodward Heavyweights. We're joined by Adham Beydoun, who we interrupted.
Take off my clothes.
He's writing his manifesto in his attic right now, and we interrupted that so he can join the show.
Yeah, how'd this happen?
If I wasn't doing sports talk, I'd be a serial killer, 100%.
I can see you being a hitman for sure.
Dude, you know, the shit I would do, I would go buy a cabin in the middle of nowhere. I would go on Tinder.
Well, don't give away your game plan.
I would convince people to go on a date with me. Oh yeah, I'd go on Tinder. I'd bring them out to the cabin. I'd tie them up. I'd encapsulate them for like 2 days and only give them water. And then when they're super weak, I'd like let them loose out in the woods and I'd hunt them and I'd kill them and then I'd eat them.
This sounds kind of fun.
Well,
I have this planned out. If I wasn't married, I'd be doing this right now. Nobody takes me seriously ever.
Dude, that's why I don't trust those apps at all.
We see the Uber thing the other day?
Uber, Tinder, Bumble. I use Tinder in East Lansing because it's literally just like, it's 2 a.m. bars get out.
For the sake of the network image.
Yeah.
For the sake of the network image, Gabby and Jeff, because I do a show with them, I'm not going to tell you my Tinder story in San Francisco. So we're just going to leave that for in person. Never on air.
I think you've told me that before. I think you told me
I think you know. I don't think Eazy knows.
Yeah, but I don't trust that shit because that's how you get your organs harvested.
I mean, that one guy, Uber, in Florida, that's what...
Bro, you gotta stop being so mean to Jared Goff. You gotta fucking chill, bro.
I did feel that way yesterday.
You were going...
Whoever does your clips is doing a bad job, man. They're making you look like an asshole. Maybe you are an asshole. I don't know, but...
He is.
I'm a little bit of an asshole.
I don't like the Jared Goff blame.
I feel... Because I shot a tweet last night, and this is like total, like, subtweeting myself, but I was like, maybe it was a little hard to leave it to Beaver. But like it was, I did feel like I was going a little bit hard on Jared Goff. I like the guy. I think he's a good quarterback.
I'm sure you do. Easy.
It's just the
look
contract.
At us. Look at the three of us on camera right now. Do you think either of us are ever going to pull a Victoria's Secret model? Fucking zero chance.
I don't know, dude.
So fucking live with it. All right.
Spenny and I
Jared
continue to
Goff
impress ourselves
is not
every day.
A Victoria's Secret model quarterback. There's only ever 4, 5, or 6 of them in the league in a given year. So like, I don't need to wish I had him. I don't need to go masturbate off of TikTok and shit. Like, I'm happy with what I got. If it doesn't get me what I want, I'll fucking dump it and I'll move on to the next one.
Well, no, I think that's what they did with
the coverage lately.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's been a thing my whole life. I don't know how it's going on. But to the Jared Goff point, though, like I think that's what Brad Holmes got going on. I mean, that's maybe part of it. But I mean, no, that's a whole nother conversation. I think that's what Brad Holmes got going on though with the Hendon Hooker draft pick is like I have this offense now tailored with offensive weapons that I don't necessarily need to depend on an elite quarterback to make things happen because. As he spoke to, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show with the Sam LaPorta versus Michael Mayer. It was like Sam LaPorta is a tight end that can make something happen in space. I don't need a deep arm ball to get a guy a ball on a screenplay, similar to the Brock Wright game-winning play against the Jets. Jahmyr Gibbs, a guy that's going to, a yak king, a 4.36 explosive guy. Jameson Williams, like I think they've tailored this offense with weapons that you don't necessarily need an elite quarterback to operate. And I don't know if that means it's a commitment to Goff or just building it to where you can
just like doomsday prepping.
Yeah,
for when he for when he asks.
Just put the next guy in. I'm not bashing the guy. I'm they put this microphone in front of me. I'm supposed to give my opinion. I just don't think
your problem
he's a guy you're going to see anything happen
Super Bowl example.
What did you say?
Yeah, I just think your problem is to use the Super Bowl example, and Super Bowl winning quarterbacks are few and far between. I've seen so many good quarterbacks play in the NFL, guys that you would consider some of the greatest ever, that have either never made it to a Super Bowl or let alone win one, and they've only ever gotten a one and never gotten back. So, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino, the list can go on and on and on with guys that either won a Super Bowl and never got back, or, Aaron Rodgers 1-4 in the NFC Championship game. So, I don't look at the Super Bowl as the end-all be-all. For me, I'm a miserable piece of shit Lions fan who has suffered for 30 years like everybody else. Give me a division title and a playoff win, and then, maybe we can pull our dicks out and talk about maybe winning a Super Bowl.
I mean, that
Only
is
people
the
that have
truth of the
suffered
matter.
for 30 years are Eazy and Sam. Nobody else.
Hey, dude, relax.
I mean,
I'm not 30.
I mean, that's a great question.
You're
But
29.
I mean, guys, like real talk, the Lions are the only team in the NFC never to get to multiple NFC championship games. The Lions are the only team in the NFC to never win an NFC championship game. And on top of that, they've been around since Kennedy got ganked. And, it is what it is. And they only have one playoff win. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I just don't say, golf correlates to it, Like, end all be all. We have been miserable Detroit Lions fans.
Yeah.
And we would be happy with, like, an appearance in the NFC Championship game or, nasty as sounds, a playoff win. Just that. But the goal is Super Bowl.
Woodward,
and when we talk about
naked.
I
I will run on Woodward, butt fucking naked,
For
if
sure.
they play in an NFC championship game. I will tattoo my dick. I'll get it pierced for all I care. Hell, I'll wrap a Detroit Lions flag around my dick and run from Woodward to Ford Field if I have to.
It's not big enough, Adam. Come
Sign
on.
me up for
Let's be
anything
real.
than what it's been for 30 years. I love you guys. Go to your show. I'm taking up your time.
Real
Go
quick,
to your
I
show.
was gonna say we talk about the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks like far and few in between, but I just like look at the list of them, and the main characteristic is the 12%, and obviously skill set too. But that's neither of which Jared Goff is checking off for you.
I'm just I can't
it hurts.
use that
The number hurts. It's a fact though.
Well, it is, but if you look at Jalen Hurts' contract right now, the guy's getting paid maybe $30-40 million for the next 3 years, and then $180 million is due in the fourth year, right? So, we can always maneuver the cap to achieve that number. I think what's more important is, do you have a head coach? Do you have a quarterback? And do you have a good team? And if you do, you should be a Super Bowl contender. And if you don't, or you're missing one of those pieces, you're probably not getting to a Super Bowl. Look at Josh Allen and the Bills. I would love their situation, but boy, I'm sure they're disappointed in Buffalo that they're not able to win or even get to a Super Bowl yet in the time they've had Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think that win
Yeah,
is
they
closing.
missed out big time.
I think
It's
that
hard,
one
man. It's hard.
Shut.
It's hard. We're in fairy tale land
yeah,
right
it
now.
is.
We're actually thinking the Lions are going to win the division and host a playoff game. So like that's great and all, but it's hard. It's hard. Herbert might not win a Super Bowl. Lawrence might not win a Super Bowl. Burrow might not ever get back to a Super Bowl, and he's fucking second best quarterback.
I'd say that he won't. Yeah. I'd say that he won't get back.
Especially if he gets that big
Yeah,
fat
so
contract.
like it's hard. It's hard. That's why I don't have those kind of standards. And it's not that you're wrong. It's just we're talking about Jared Goff here. I mean, again, you're comparing my 6.5 wife to a Victoria's Secret model. I mean, what are we doing here?
Well, I don't. But at the same time, I was like, wife in the 60s.
You're comparing Lizzo to a Victoria's Secret model, and you're
just
trying to
saying
tell
that-
me that I'm dating Lizzo and she's beautiful.
But you can live life like DiCaprio. Don't wipe the 6.5. Just keep re-upping. Re-upping with 23-year-old.
Oh, I know, but
every 4 years.
apparently the 6.5s are more common than the Victoria's Secret models nowadays.
I mean, if
Because
we're being
they're telling
realistic,
us it's okay to be fat and have diabetes. Anyways, I don't want to get you guys canceled.
Wait,
I do enough of that on the show.
one more.
All right, quick.
This is for you too, actually.
What?
Remember the DeAndre Ayton and James Harden conversation we had?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, boys. Who had a better year this
Come
year?
on, James Harden showed up he averaged 17 in that first series. I mean, he
Led
had
the
one
league in
good
assists
game. I'm
this
happy
year.
for the guy.
He had a good eight
I
last
actually
year.
said on, what was it, Monday or Tuesday, I said, like, I was really happy for him because he's never had that moment in the playoffs before, so good for him. They're probably still going to get butt-fucked in the series, but hey, you know what?
for
DeAndre
sure.
Ayton's no better. And the problem with that question that I think you and I were on the show talking about was who you'd give the max to.
Yeah.
The problem is they both fucking suck, and you don't want to give the max to either of them. But
sure.
if you're going to give one, you'd rather give it to the younger player. But I don't hate you for that.
Former MVP. But no, I love you guys. Appreciate you tapping in, man.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook was a former MVP, and you get slaughtered on Twitter if you call him out because he fucking sucks now. But
he
oh well.
sucks.
He sucks now, but
Yeah.
Russ was the dog for a while.
He was never a championship piece.
Adam, appreciate
Why'd you
you.
just kick him off like that, Chris?
He was getting off.
Oh.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to writing your manifesto, Adam.
Yeah, what if he is?
Oh, he
Just
is
kidding,
for
Adam.
sure.
You were definitely right. We should
God,
resign
before I die.
Ayton.
Oh, he's back.
Before I die, I'm taking 3-4 people with me. I promise you. Even if I'm 70, I'm gonna live out my dream of being a serial killer, 100%.
Anytime somebody says that to me, I just tell them, get me first.
I have a son. I'd like
Oh
to see
no!
him do
You
things.
tell me who you don't like. I'll take him to the shed. I'll get him raped and then I'll kill him. Don't worry. It's all
Rudy
good.
Gobert.
Deal. I'll make a list.
Oh, that's mean.
It's a short list.
He's tall, though.
What does that got to do with it?
Austin Day. That'd be on my list. Worst basketball player in Detroit Pistons history.
Austin Day isn't a bad one. Austin Day is not a bad one. All right, we got to go
Peace
to
out,
break.
boys.
Appreciate you, Adam. Have a good night,
Appreciate
man.
you.
If you are someone that Adam hates and you're feeling tired, depressed, or unmotivated, low sex drive, muscle loss, or belly fat, testosterone optimization therapy is a safe and effective way to restore your vitality, confidence, and performance and reduce heart disease. Visit CustomHealthCenters.com today. That's CustomHealthCenters.com, or call them at 877-965-0910.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. It's been a star-studded show in terms of like Woodward sports personalities. Flannel Sam joining us. Adam Beydoun from the Morning Woodward Show joined us as well. Stirred up this guy. I try to keep him away from the ADD-ness. That did not help. And of course, I'm salty. Wouldn't take a bullet for my grandma. But if we're okay, if you're thinking this one out though, I'm being dead ass here.
Oh my god!
And I pray my grandma's not listening,
bro.
But like, who has more to fulfill in life at this? You know what I'm saying? Like, strategically,
I take a bullet for my grandma.
For sure, but like, your grandma would probably rather just like, she's done at this point. You know, like she can't. She kind of did it all, right? Like, I'm just saying.
She rest in peace.
I'm just saying, man. Like, statistically, she's done it. I'd take one for my grandmother, for sure.
I'm taking a bullet for my grandma, for sure.
You got to.
Oh, happy birthday, Dre.
Bless you.
Sorry. Happy birthday, Dre. Apologize. Dre. Happy birthday, my guy, Dre.
Happy birthday,
It's
Dre.
his birthday. Shout out.
Happy birthday, my cat. Happy birthday, my cat. In all seriousness, no,
Bro,
happy birthday, my grandma.
Salty
too.
Sonny, but my cousin, let me tell you. Oh, man.
Holy shit.
Shane Duncan said my grandma would shoot back.
I want to get this one in before the show closes. Maybe we'll jump back to it after we come back from break 2. But it's done.
What's done?
Matthew Stafford trade to Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Jared Goff and draft capital. I think we have the final result as a graphic. Do we have that one,
We
Chris?
do.
Yeah, we do.
Can you throw it on a screen?
Yeah.
Who won it? Who won was all said and done? Let's be real. All right, Jared Goff, Fontu Melifonwu,
Yeah.
Jamison Williams,
Yeah.
Josh Pascal,
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs, Sam
Yeah.
LaPorta, and Broderick Martin. Can it even be answered yet?
No. I'd
Okay.
say it's a win-win, though.
I think so, too.
I'd say both, because the Rams got out what they wanted.
Yep.
The Rams got a Super Bowl.
And Lions.
You can't say they lost.
Yeah.
Because Matt Stafford won them a Super Bowl.
Lions seemingly got out of what they wanted to, is out of fucking poverty. And I'd say they're out of it. And again, to the people pleasers of the world, like there's tangible shit here to believe in. Sam, is it too early to say there's a winner or loser?
I mean, I think right now you have to say the winner is the Rams. I think you can't understate how important the Rams winning a Super Bowl was. They decided, and Sean McVay most importantly decided that he couldn't win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. The very first year with Matthew Stafford, they win a Super Bowl in a season where he throws 41 regular season touchdowns and 9 postseason touchdowns for a total of 50, which is actually more than the combined regular season and postseason total of Patrick Mahomes from last year. Obviously, yeah, I mean, that's just a fact. Obviously, the Lions have a lot of pieces. I mean, Jared Goff has been a positive. We'll see with the draft picks. They obviously wanted to trade Matthew Stafford, but you have to say, as of right now, the Rams won it. And if the Lions don't ever win a Super Bowl, I would say that the Rams permanently won it because Super Bowls are that goddamn important. Mm-hmm. Ask a Vikings fan, ask a Buffalo Bills fan, ask a Cincinnati Bengals fan, ask a Lions fan. First and foremost, they won a Super Bowl. They win the trade until the Lions win a Super Bowl. You want to know the reason why the Herschel Walker trade to the Cowboys is considered a massive failure for the Vikings and a huge success for the Cowboys? It gave the pathway for the Cowboys to win 3, and the Minnesota Vikings didn't win anything with Herschel Walker there, and he never had a 1,000-yard season. The Rams got a Super Bowl. They're winners for now.
Didn't they give up like 8 picks for Herschel Walker?
It was something ridiculous, yeah. And they turned into the core of the '90s Cowboys dynasty. Yeah. Terrible.
He's right.
Oh yeah, he's right.
He's right
for sure.
So
you win the Super Bowl, you won the trade.
Yeah. Facts. If it's in black and white, that's it. Yeah.
Was Jared Goff winning that Super Bowl?
No.
He wasn't.
But some people.
Some people said he would.
People think.
Some people, yeah.
Some people. Neil Rule. You know what? That'd be a great way to articulate the Jared Goff situation for Neil tomorrow. You should ask him if he thinks that the Rams.
He said it's a win-win. Oh, you mean?
No, yeah. Does he think the Rams would have ultimately won a Super Bowl with Jared Goff had they not traded for Matthew Stafford? I think the answer is clear cut. No. If you think back to the Tampa Bay game in the playoffs where Stafford literally just launched the ball, fucking right into I think it was Cooper Kupp in that one too at the goal line before punching in for the win.
And then fucking bossed up on the guy after he hit him.
Yeah.
Got in his face and started chirping at him.
Yeah.
Because he hit Cooper Kupp like late in the end zone. Stafford ran up to him.
Yeah. Sue and Stafford, chirping at each other a little bit there too.
Hell yeah.
And let's be real about too. Kyle Shanahan up until that year in the NFC Championship owned Sean McVay.
Oh yeah.
But then Sean McVay comes back, Herbie fully loaded.
I'm about to find the truck. Herbie fully loaded.
That's tomorrow's thumbnail. I want to be in the Herbie
for sure.
car. But Sean McVay comes back with a fucking gunslinger this time. In a big crucial playoff moment, and Matthew Stafford's able to make big-time plays because it's what he's done here in Detroit. We've seen it.
I mean, when you look at the regular season even, did Cooper Kupp ever have a season that was even remotely as good? That one season he
won
had.
the Triple Crown.
Yeah, Triple Crown. That hasn't been done since, Jerry Rice? I think
Honestly,
it was, right?
when you count the fact that he won the Triple Crown in the regular season and won the Super Bowl MVP, that might be the greatest season any wide receiver's ever had if you count regular season and playoffs. And Matthew Stafford was the quarterback. Would he have done that with Jared Goff? No. He would have been good.
Yeah.
But that's why they're the winners. Super Bowl.
With that same roster, they're falling towards mediocrity. And that's why they're like, all right, Goff, you're not worth the money at this point.
People are asking, or LFG asking, what are we doing? Inside joke. It's not an inside joke. It's just we're both
random.
Special.
Oh, that too.
I held it back.
What, cousins or laughing?
Yeah, cousins.
Yeah.
Chris, can you throw it up?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about,
Herbie fully loaded.
This is what Eazy is talking about. Herbie fully loaded, baby. Legendary movie. Like Puff the Magic Dragon. Fucking legendary.
Oh, man. Burning the Woodward Sports chat. I have to get to this before the break. He says, I swear, Eazy has a golf shrine in his house like Helga from Hey Arnold with how much he brings up golf unprompted.
You do bring
is
him up
unprompted a lot.
Was it unprompted?
You bring him up a lot.
of times.
What were we talking about?
Because you'll be like...
We're talking about who won the trade.
No, but Eazy, you'll be making a point about like the Lions defense, and then you'll be like, and that would bring it to golf, but like we don't have to go there. And then you just continue the point about the defense. Like
I disagree. This whole
you
fucking
did it
segment was
literally
about
in
who
this
won the
show.
trade between.
You did it in this show, though.
Yeah, you do
Literally
do
did
it a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
Dude.
With context, it's not just out of nowhere. It's
You
not
dive right
this
into it.
segment is about Matthew Stafford traded for Jared Goff. How is that unprompted?
Even today, we were talking about something else, and like you
I think it
saw
was the
somebody
Lions'
mention
offense.
Goff, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stir the pot on that one. Let me sink my teeth into that.
That was the weapons.
Yeah.
The explosive yak guys.
Multiple weapons.
That's context, though. That points to fucking Goff.
Yeah, you can boil anything down to
He's
it.
not deep balling it.
He's deep balling something. She's a Victoria's Secret model.
He probably is for
Yeah.
sure. He
He
definitely
better
have
be.
deep balling.
Not a 6.5.
Not a 6.5. No, she's.
All right,
Stop
I'm not going
it.
there. Oh. All right.
Oh my God.
I can't. Read about what do you got to read?
Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. They like never win. This is like their first win. That's a go to
Well, she's like, did they bench him?
Yeah.
Unprompted.
It's not unprompted. We were talking about his girlfriend.
See?
Yeah, I mean, the hate is unprompted.
It's not hate. Everything correlates.
Easy, that last thing was hate.
All right.
Did they bench him?
Last one was a shot.
That's
Last
fucking
one was
funny,
a
though.
last one was a shot. I'll take a shot.
She's got the heavies.
Yeah.
The heavies.
I'm not talking. This is a wife now, guys. You gotta be a lot more respectful.
I mean, she's a very attractive young lady.
Although
With heavies.
With heavies.
we did confirm Stafford like a better player. You think he'd have like that level of?
No. Don't go there.
Just saying, we know.
Friend of the network. Let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800. Stay out right now and let them know Woodward Sports sends you.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner jumper. Tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
You want me to read that super chat?
Yeah, go. Yeah, for sure.
From Sadlick 2009 says Goff had the NFL record for longest completed pass, ball traveled in the air, until a year ago. But people say he can't throw it deep.
Yep. That's, yeah.
One pass is what makes it. You know, we're not talking about consistently hitting on deep shots. We're talking about one pass. It's fair. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! Tigers are raking on Max Scherzer. Let's go.
By the way, that's also like incorrect too. From according to Sportskeeda.com, it was Baker Mayfield in 2020.
What?
Sportskeeda?
Yeah, Sportskeeda. It's Baker Mayfield with a 70 and a half yard Hail Mary attempt against the Baltimore Ravens in 2020. So I wonder where my man's getting his information from.
Max Scherzer's talking shit. Now he's down 2-0 in the top of the first. The Tigers. Spencer Torkelson, RBI double. Let's go. Eat shit, crazy eyes.
Nah. Are we looking for air yards, though? Maybe I'll look for that specifically because I'm looking at a list. There's Eli Manning, 2011, Tom Brady, 2011, Gus Farrar in 2008, Trent Green in 2002, Jeff Garcia in 04. I don't see Goff on this list, but again, we'll maybe look for air yards, so I'll give him that. Hold on.
Akil Badu, what are you doing in my car?
Pass.
Akil Badu, what are you doing in the batter's
Air
box?
yards. In NFL history.
If Akil Badu gets a hit here,
this is Quora.
I'll show you guys my tits.
No one fucking cares about baseball, or they cannot see also what's happening. It's from a year ago. We're only talking about completed passes in an official game, not in practice. No incomplete passes. According to this list, it would be 70 yards when the Packers played Detroit on Thanksgiving. Aaron Rodgers.
Cool. Fuck that. Fuck that guy.
The pass ranks number 3 in the list. There were longer, but both fell incomplete. So that was the longest completed one.
I've heard that before.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have heard this one. Baker Mayfield threw a pass that was more than 70 yards during the Cleveland Browns game against Baltimore Ravens. That's the one we just read. I'm not seeing the golf one. Can we get a link? Can we get a link to this
Sadlick 2009 says he broke Goff's record in 2020. He thought it was more recent.
Okay. Well, I'll keep looking for more info on that one. I don't see anything on Goff.
Rita, Tigers are definitely winning the World Series. For sure.
Sports not.
That'd be lit.
1,000%. Best team in baseball. Come on, Badu. Oh! No. You guys almost saw my tits.
You guys almost saw my tits. Sorry.
Tigers got 2 on Scherzer in the first inning, though. Fuck you, Max. Crazy eyes.
I'm looking for the longest completed air pass in NFL and Spinny's watching TV.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
It's riveting content.
Riveting stuff.
Yeah. I'll talk to him. Let me try to find some stats here.
Talk to him for me. So what do you guys, Sam? We don't have you on too often. What do you think has been better, the NHL or the NBA playoffs?
Objectively, you have to say the NHL because of the upsets, because of the 7-game series, the unpredictability of it all. But to me, the NBA playoffs are some of the most magical times of the year. I loved watching the Lakers beat the Celtics. The Kings-Warriors series didn't go how I wanted it, but it was still very, very riveting. The Miami Heat beating the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I'm always going to go NBA when it comes to NBA versus NHL, but, I mean, the Toronto Maple Leafs finally advancing, the Florida Panthers beating Boston. It's been very, I would say, unpredictable in both sports this year. I could see this being, when you combine them, one of the most exciting NHL and NBA playoff seasons ever.
Fair. Chris?
Yeah, I was going to ask that, Spencer, because obviously I'm not as versed in the NHL. Has there been as many upsets? I know of the Bruins ones.
NHL every year.
I know it does, but comparatively, like this year, I mean, you see in the second round in the West, you got a 6 versus 7 seed, and you got Milwaukee, who was projected to be in the finals, losing to the Heat in the first round. Is it, just comparing this specific year, these 2 years, is the same amount of upsets happened in round 1 of the NHL versus the NBA?
No, 1 seeds go down the NHL all the time.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. The NHL playoffs are unforgiving. But I agree with Sam. Like, the number of Game 7s in the NHL has been wild. And but that brings up another question. I'll start with you, Flannel. What series loss is the bigger failure? The Bruins losing to the Panthers or Milwaukee losing to Miami?
I mean, I got to go with the Bruins on this one. I mean, what did they? I think they had a 43-point advantage over Florida. That's just
best regular season in the history of the NHL.
And they were up 3-1. In Milwaukee, I know we don't like to make excuses when it's a 1 versus 8, but Giannis was hurt for 2 full games and was hobbled, and I think he went out in another one. So they didn't give him their best shot. It was definitely Boston, no doubt about it.
Chris?
Wow.
Yeah,
I knew the Bruins were like the team, and I knew they were going to be the greatest regular season team ever. My friend who I talk hockey with said this point, Spencer. He said that the NHL has a bigger divide between regular season and playoffs than the NBA, which I didn't know because I had always heard for years everybody complaining how the regular season of the NBA is just dribble, pick and roll, all that. But is the NHL really that strong of a difference as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's
what is that key? Like, what's the key difference? Like, you know how in the NBA regular season it's just so mundane and everybody's just kind of running the same thing. And
well, with the NHL is guys are playing longer shifts. Guys are getting more ice time. Like, you're not seeing the fourth lines as much, and dudes are the physicality of the game gets ramped up in the playoffs. Like you can't look down on the ice in the playoffs or you're getting knocked out. So it's people are flying around, they're headhunting, and you see the stars on the ice for longer periods of time and more throughout the game. Like they're playing 20-second longer shifts. They're getting an extra shift a game. And, yeah, and it's just really physical. But
do you guys want the truth? Or my man Sad got it from?
Yeah, all right.
I put it in Woodward Sports Chat, but everybody's listening to Woodward Sports Chat. That was a 67-yard touchdown in 2017, which was the longest air yard touchdown of that season up until that point.
Okay.
Not of all time.
All right, that's fair. I'm glad you got down to the bottom of that.
It took him a whole segment.
That'll do it for us today. We appreciate all of you guys tapping in and listening on WoodwardSports.com. Make sure you give us a 5-star review on any podcast platform you listen to. For the man to my left,
Beydoun Carson Wentz.
Jared Goff hater, Supreme, Speak Easy Sports, Chris Platty in the TD booth. Our guy Sam Flannel filling in. I am Spencer Raxter.
14 of 22, 311 yards and 4 touchdowns that game.
Catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.